Okay. Good evening and welcome to
Recording in
Seasonal,
progress.
the platform where we speak truth to power. Please, if you're joining us for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe, hit notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. We really do need your support in growing the platform. Um, Today, this evening, we have a great array of guests joining us on the discussions tonight on all things Africa. As you all know, there are a lot of developments going on the African continent. Some we most definitely are proud of and very happy. Some are kind of concerning, but we are going to try and delve into some of them throughout maybe this hour long discussion. With me on the panel tonight, we have James Diboe, um,
Salute.
and we have Lazare Ki-Zerbo, and we
Hello.
have Dramane. Um, so let me just quickly put a bit more fine tune into it. James Diboe is from in the UK here, and he's with us. Lazare Ki-Zerbo is from Burkina Faso, the land of the upright man, Thomas Sankara, Ibrahim Traore, and Dramane is from Mali, the land of Assim Goita.
It
So we
is,
have
yeah.
some really powerful and interesting insights with the guests that we have because both of them are from the key areas in the Alliance of Sahel. They'll give us some insights as we go along. So welcome and join the show. Please do share the broadcast. You're of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube, hit notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. So just a little click, subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, and of course, share. Every time you join us, share to 5. Don't forget to like the broadcast. Here we go. Okay. Now, we're going to go random. Um, we will give Draman.
Yeah,
How you doing? How's things?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Good,
good.
good. It's
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to
What is
have you on. This is the first time we're meeting and discussing. I've heard
that?
about you from
Okay.
James. James is the link man between all the four of us, and great work. He's a great pioneer for Africa. He does a lot of things in terms of really background work and detailed work, trying to find all connections with all things African. So I have to applaud your work there. Lazare is our French expert, shall we say, and putting a lot of a French view on things and how things are in terms of the interactions. But
Yeah.
yeah, so let us start with Draman. Please, how do you see things developing under Assim Goita in Mali? Because they are part of the really important alliance of Sahel. Tell us about what's going on in Mali. How is it? How do you feel about it? Are you optimistic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, yeah, I feel good because what has been going on there. So I would say like the country has started to develop, and then a lot of things has been changing, and then they really work hard. Uh, everything. So especially so the security is the
Mm-hmm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
yeah, so they had, the partnership with, the Russia. I thought like, so if you have
Mm-hmm.
been follow them on the social media, so we'll see that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Interesting.
yeah,
Now,
mhm,
how? Tell us. And guys, please do chip in if you have questions as well.
yeah.
Um, how are the people? Are
Mm-hmm.
the people really with Asim Goita? What's the feeling on the ground? Shall we
I
say?
was saying that, so in Mali, the 99% they really want Assimi Koita, So yeah, I know. So you have to know that so you can please everyone in the world. So you have, so you just like no everyone can love you. So you have to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But as long the majority is
Yeah.
fine, you just keep going.
Uh,
Otherwise, so
um,
yeah,
Draman, can you do me a favor?
yeah,
Sorry, I forgot this. Could you
yeah,
tilt
yeah.
your camera this way? I forgot to mention to you. Can you tilt it this way?
So,
Fully?
is
No,
that all
no,
right?
that way.
This way?
Flip it. Oh, I forgot to do it at the beginning. It's too late. Don't worry. We'll do it next time. I forgot
It's
to
still
ask you.
it's all right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
But we'll leave it this way. Okay, carry on. So, yeah, we were talking about the connection between Asim Goita
Mhm.
and the people of Mali and the groundswell of support for his efforts.
Yeah,
Please,
I
so go
think
ahead.
so. Everyone is supporting him. It's young. Or everyone supporting him because everybody knows what he's been doing there in Mali. So we have been like down. I don't know, more than 30 years.
Mm,
So nothing has changed. So they just come 2 3 years. We can see what he has
fantastic.
done already. Just 2 3 years. You know
And
what I mean? So
and how old is he? How old is he?
I think he's about 30 something like that.
Very young.
36. So yeah,
Wow.
he's
Wow.
a young man. He's a young.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. 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 Okay. James, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting topic altogether. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're dealing with a few things, but it's interesting when I hear him saying the connection with Russia. I think that's quite interesting as well
Mm.
because, like, it's interesting when it comes to forming alliances.
Mm-hmm.
I was interested in what Dramane, how does he view the connection with Russia? Does he see it
Okay.
as like, does he see it as like a mutual friendship? When I say friendship, I mean like you
It's
have a
on
common
equal
enemy,
footing.
yeah, or do you feel like it's part of the scramble for Africa?
Mm.
Because there's a scramble for
Mm.
Africa go on, which
Mm.
China, Europe,
Mm-hmm.
America, Russia, everyone needs Africa.
Mm.
So I'm interested in his views and also to Lazard as well
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah,
these
when we
connections.
okay.
So I'm interested from like the both of you
From
is
both of
like,
them.
do you see it as like genuine or do you see it as like, how can I put it? It's just a big scramble for Africa.
Mm.
They need Africa and they're going to
Mm.
say what they're going to say
Yeah,
and do what they're
that,
going to
that's
do.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, what
How
would
do you
your
what do
opinion?
you think? What's your point of view, Draman?
Between connection Mali and Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Is
might.
it something what he's saying is it something like they are hiding, do you think they are Russia is hiding their hands and trying to maybe get their claws into Africa as well? Or are they being honest? Put it that way.
Uh, in my opinion, I think so. They are honest, So they're not trying to hiding something, or
Mm-hmm.
try to steal something. They just be
Mm-hmm.
honest,
Mm-hmm.
If they even they want something from you, they can just tell you like straight, like can just 50-50, So
Okay.
they are not like not like France or
French.
America, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Mm.
So I think they
Interesting.
are just straight, you know
Interesting.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then after that, so I would just like in next couple year,
Mm-hmm.
so we can just separate it. So Mali can just be
On their
like
own.
itself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but
And don't forget,
okay.
he also and in that mix also he was asking about China as well. Um,
Oh,
do you have any? Is there any interaction between Mali and China as well?
I think a little bit, but not that much.
Not that
Not like
much.
the Russia anyway.
Okay.
Just tiny bit, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Just
All
tiny
right.
bit connection, yeah.
Does that answer your question, James?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now, Lazare, do you have any questions before we come to you to ask Draman? Thank you.
Okay, I think he's from Mali. I would like to know since when, how long has he been out of Mali and where is he
Okay.
from?
Okay,
Or
that's
is he
interesting.
now
Yeah.
living in Mali?
Okay, that's good. That's good,
Very good.
Lazare.
Very good.
Cool.
Very good.
As well, I've left Mali since 2015. It's around almost 10 years now, I would say. And then I live in the UK.
Okay.
In Liverpool,
Mm-hmm.
same city,
Okay.
like James, So I think we often see each other here anyway. So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I did I interviewed Dramane
Once.
maybe 2 years ago or something on my show. And it was interesting, the story, because you'd lived in a couple of places before you came to the UK. Libya, You lived
Yeah.
in
Whoa.
and some other places. So let's
Of course,
get
it's a
into
different country. Yeah.
Tell me about Libya, because I had a
Mm.
friend of mine that went through Libya, and
Wow.
he had a very harrowing story to tell.
Wow.
Just a few minutes.
Yeah. Libya is no good. It's no good at all. It's a very dangerous city.
Wow.
A very dangerous country. Sorry.
Mm.
I don't like it at all. But I didn't stay there for long. I just stayed like, 2 weeks, something like that. I didn't stay for long. So there's insecurity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous city.
Wow.
Yeah, they can
Wow.
kidnap people anytime,
Anytime.
anyhow.
Wow.
You
That's
know,
exactly what he said.
they
He said,
people
he said Africans
can die there anytime. Yeah,
Africans
especially
were just being treated like
when you are black. You know what I mean? So it's something else. It's a very
wow.
dangerous country.
Mm.
Yeah.
So be
I'm
careful.
sorry you had to go through
Yeah.
that, but we do need to talk about it. But and thank you for sharing that with us.
No problem.
Okay. Let us go to Lazare, because James, you're part of the family, so we want to bring Lazare in. So Lazare, please, we're going to ask you some questions now, and everybody else, please chip in as well. Tell us, with Ibrahim Traore now, how are the people, interacting with him? How do they view his leadership? And I mean, I heard he actually is building, signed a contract with, I think, Russia for nuclear, to build a nuclear thing, and power plant, and they were going to build the gold stuff, mining their own, refining their own gold themselves. So how are the people looking at that from an African leader, young African leader, who's actually telling the people we can take control, and he's sending a message to the rest of Africa that the youth must take control of Africa and rest Africa away from the gold diggers / colonials? Yeah, that's a question.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to, how to say, I'm not sure of the word to disappoint you, but I would not like, I am 22,000 kilometers from
I understand.
the
Yes,
country.
yes, that's fine.
It's true. I'm receiving many news, and I know what you say. I receive many news about it, but for many reasons, I would not like to give a position about the authorities, the political situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you talk
yes.
generally? Just talk generally. What's the mood like in Burkina Faso? Mood. Okay, mood wise. Don't go into
I think all the Sahel region from Mali, Burkina, Niger, even Nigeria, we know there is this problem of security, and the people are fighting. The armed forces, the security forces are doing all their best to protect the people.
Yeah.
It's not an easy situation. They are doing, I think, good. I think since a few months or years, we don't have the same bad news coming. Every day you hear that there have been murders, massive massacres.
Yeah.
But not an easy task, because, as you know, even Russia, 10 days ago, there was 140 people killed in Moscow. So
very true.
It's something really difficult to overcome. But they are doing their best.
Yes.
And I think it will be a long struggle. And this struggle is the struggle of all the people. It's not one person or only the military force that can save. It's all the people who must do their best to eradicate this threat on our heads.
Okay, thank you. Dramane, do you have any questions?
Oh yeah, my question is, basically the same question like him as well. So I would just like to know, where does he live now?
Okay.
Yes, I'm based as James and the comrades know. I live in New Caledonia in Numea. It is
Okay.
Oceania, very in the
Okay.
Pacific region.
In the Pacific region. Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
My first
Wow.
time to hear
very
that.
far.
Wow.
Now
Very
it's
far.
Sunday
How many miles away is that?
morning. I think in kilometers,
Yeah.
is
Kilometers, sorry. I meant,
22,000.
yes. Wow.
22,000, I think,
Wow.
from
Wow.
Europe,
Yes.
from France. So
Okay. Wow.
22,000 kilometers.
That's almost the other side.
Yeah.
yes, it's also
It's
side,
almost another
opposite side
planet.
of the
Yeah.
planet.
Wow. Wow.
The
Wow.
opposite side, yes.
Wow. It's a pleasure to have you with us, and because I know it's probably middle of the night over there, so we're grateful for your time. Honestly, we really are. Thank you.
It's Sunday morning. It's Sunday
Yes.
morning, so that.
Oh, good.
Good morning.
Yeah.
James, do you have any questions to ask Lazare, or you good?
Yeah. Of course. Now we over in New Caledonia, I'm very interested in I kind of asked them a little bit last time about how do the people in New Caledonia view him coming from Africa, particularly Burkina Faso. Do they know anything about what's going on in Africa at the moment? I know I spoke to you about the roots, the history, but just today, are they aware of anything that's going on, like where you can politic and have these conversations with them?
I think today, in fact, here in this territory, the people are most interested in what's going on in their own country, because there is an economic situation. The first wealth of the country is I don't know, in French we call it the nickel.
Nickel. You're talking about nickel, as in the coin. Nickel. Yeah, I know.
And
yes.
It's
used in making coins around the world and everything else.
Okay. And there is a kind of crisis, economic crisis, because the mines are closing. And this is the main topic they are talking about now, because you are interested first in the jobs and in what makes money in the country. Also, there is a kind of political discussion, because they have to organize some elections on the future of the country. And the state has decided, France has decided that they should include people who are living here. In fact, in 30 years ago, there was, is it 30 or no, it's 40 years ago, in 44, there was an agreement between France and the movement, liberation movement of New Caledonia, that says they will not include the people who come to live here in the elections, because it's a question of population. But today the French have said that they will include them because they come here to live. They are migrants and they should vote. And just this week, a few days ago, they decided that they will include the migrants that come from,
like yourself.
Yes. Migrants who stay along more than 10 years.
Okay, I'm with you.
They will include them in the vote.
In the voting,
But not all people are happy with this decision, because it means today the first people who live here is a minority. They are a
Oh.
minority because
And you
they have,
see, I have a
this is the
question.
situation.
I have a question on that.
So,
This was imposed by France, right? Did France ask around, or did they impose it on Ocean, the New Caledonian state?
When you talk about New Caledonian, you must know that there are some original people,
Yes.
like the Melanesian, who we call Kanak people, and there are there is a French population or European population that came either because they was how to say they were prisoners.
Yeah.
Prisoners
Okay.
that was sent
from France.
overseas, like in French Guyana also.
Yes.
There was these prisoners, and or if they were not prisoners, they come as colonizers,
What's
as
the
colonial
population?
people.
What's the population? How many French people would you say in New Caledonia? Is it a large, small population, or is it?
I think maybe 400. I'm not sure about the number.
Okay.
400, but the Kanak people are not the majority now. They maybe 45%, or I think.
Wow, that is a worry, because if this is what we're talking about in terms of having our own control over our land. If the decision to include, former French expats from France into the voting, they are actually changing the demographics of that nation from the outside. And it's very much like what they've done in Africa all these years, the same mentality. And that's a shame. How do you feel seeing that happening?
Well, it's true, and original people should be the master or the owner of this land. Now, history is complex. These people came here in the 19th century. Even the Kanak admits that those who were prisoners, they are what they call victims of history, because they did not choose
to be there,
to come here.
They were moved.
Now it's
yes, I remember many of them were moved from their own island. There was a story I heard about that. Wow.
It happens also in French Guyana. So these people today, what do you want to do? Do you want to expel them, to say? I think they should come to a compromise. A compromise that admits that the Kanak people are the first owner of the land, and those who came, they were forced to come here, try to arrange, and they must discuss and negotiate and find a solution. It's a very complex situation, but it's not possible to expel these people. But also the first people who lived in this country should have its rights recognized.
Absolutely.
And I hope they will come to a solution.
Absolutely. No, brilliant. Okay. No, this is fantastic. I mean the discussion, not the situation. Now, let me, James, do you have any? Sorry, Dramane, do you have anything to add to what's been said thus far? Sorry, I'll come back.
Well, no, really.
Okay.
I would say yeah.
Okay. James, would you have anything more to add to this particular part of the discussion, or how do you view it? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, if we look at the bigger picture, if we look at, to understand like any kind of takeover of Africa from the past to the future, the present, but the future I'm more focusing on, because if we analyze indigenous peoples that have become a minority in their own country, look at the Aboriginal Australians, for example.
Yeah.
Do we want any part of Africa to be like that?
No way.
So we have to look and think, well, the experiment has already been done in other places. So we must learn from these things. I mean, it's what I've always found is well, if you go back into history tells a story, basically. So what I'm looking back at, like, at one time, a lot of places, not just only in Africa, even a large part of Asia was full of melanated peoples.
That's true.
And in the last, like, so many thousand years, you've got these Indo-Europeans. Now, they started pouring into many places. Like, for example, they put the caste system in India in 1500 BC.
Yeah.
You know, enslaved the Dravidians. So they had all these different castes, 7, 8 castes or something like that.
Yeah.
So
in a way to
like
divide and conquer. It's all about divide and conquer.
It's divide and conquer. Yeah. So sometimes religion can play a role, which we have to understand. Now, when I say religion, it doesn't mean that because you are any Abrahamic religion or you are any, because it's down to your own character. I understand Lazare is a Catholic.
Yeah.
I understand Dramane is Muslim.
Yeah.
And me and you, AO, we are, you know, we're trying to preserve the traditions.
I'm staying out of it. I'm Isheshi. I'm Yoruba. I am Isheshi man. I'm proud of my culture.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I mean,
and my spirituality.
Yeah, that's it. I'm with you. I'm with the same. I'm with the essence. I call it the essence.
Yeah.
You know. So, but at the same time, I did watch a discussion with you, Lazare, and you're speaking about. Lazare said about whether he's a Catholic or not, or a Christian. You can be Pan-African.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So,
without a doubt. That's,
so what's important is we will find different ideologies, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Buddha, Hindu, but we have to look at the common course.
Yeah.
What's the things that's going to unite us rather than divide us?
Divide us, yes.
So we can't get stuck. There's some people who get caught up in faith.
No.
Some people, we can't do that.
No.
There's too much at stake. There's too much on the line in Africa. And, you know, we've got to be careful of, like, faith and our culture, you know, and we got to know when to separate.
The two.
You know, so like I say, we look at like what part of Africa do we look at and see? Are Africans the minority?
Sorry, before James, I'm sorry, I don't want to. What I wanted to do, I wanted to focus on the area of New Caledonia, a little bit. Just so in terms of the interaction between the people who are the first people and the new people, and the interaction of the French government in deciding things, kind of overpowering the very people they pushed out of their first island in the first place. So they're going to be oppressed second time again. So that was what I'm looking at. Am I correct, Lazare?
This is the issue now. This is the issue. How these first people will, how the rights of these first people will be recognized, and how will they solve this situation. This is the issue. 40 years ago, in 1944, there was a nationalist leader who was called James Diboe. James Diboe. He was a leader, and many others, because they built the front of the nationalist movement, like the ANC in South Africa. And two of them were murdered. There was James Diboe. He was murdered by a Kanak people because he signed an agreement. He signed an agreement saying, okay, we are going to negotiate to decolonize the country. But some of his own people were not happy with that, and he was murdered. Yes. And there was also another one who was more radical. His name was Macho.
Mm-hmm.
He also was more, because he
Wow.
tried to launch a kind of non-violence um, movement,
Mm-hmm.
taking the cities. He occupied the city,
Yeah.
and also he was
Oh,
he was killed. He was killed by the
jeez.
army. So this is why today people say, okay, are we going to come back to this same
Same.
violence, or
Yeah.
are we going to use negotiations to
Mm.
overcome this contradiction between the European population and
Mm-hmm.
the Melanesian population?
Oh,
This is a
a
question.
problem. Yeah. They, you know, I like to use one place, if I may just say, guys. So just bear with me.
Okay.
I like to use South Africa.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. If you saw what they did in the 1892, I think, under Rhodes, Cecil Rhodes, what they did was
Mm.
to take the land. They took the land away from the people. The people of South Africa, if they were in their number, they were more than them. They made it difficult for them to get land, to have property or anything to do with land. And if you didn't have land, you couldn't vote. So the people who had the land were the minority, and they
Mm.
used that to control. And that is what is happening in South Africa till today. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So now let us now flip that to this situation on ground now. It looks like if you are European, whatever side that you're in, if you are in the minority and you're European, you win. If you're not in the if you're in the minority and you're European, you still win because the power lies with you. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you get it? Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is what we need to be aware of, and I just put it out there that the people need to be aware that they have to stand their ground there. And I think they should really make the case for the fact that they were pushed off their original island where they didn't want to live in the first place. So to then be usurped again in the place that they now finally agreed by the same people seems to me unfair. And I think we should be watching that. I hope we should keep an eye on that. It's of course our focus is Africa, but these are the kind of injustices that has already been happening in Africa. Unfortunately, we are familiar with it. So anyway, I just want to just talk about that. But thanks for that great insight, Lazare. It's really important for us to have a different perspective of things happening outside of Africa and how similar it is to what has been happening within Africa. So, yeah. Okay. James, I think you've spoken. No, Lazare. Now, James. So
James.
now, I'm not going to ask you too much in terms of country, but I will ask you from the point of view of what is the project that you're looking at right now to take on board, and also, is there anything that you've heard from both Dramane and Lazare that you might want to comment on that you might have a strong opinion or view about that can be how things can progress within those countries, Mali and of course Burkina Faso and indeed Africa. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, to Lazare and Dramane,
Yeah.
we'd speak with the French now. Also, New Caledonia speaking French as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
And anywhere
Oh, I didn't
that
know
speak
that.
French that has melanated peoples there. So, because we speak English, we can hear clearly what goes on in any part of English-speaking places. It's the popular slang, it's a popular language, isn't it? So, with French connections, African French connections in particular, is any kind of alliance that is kind of like either formed or that you are able to form from wherever French speaking, any part of Africa that speak French, and Cameroon, Senegal,
Yeah.
There's many places or anywhere that French speaking around the world. Guyana, French Guyana, for example, wherever there are people in the world, because whereas English speaking, and we communicate with people in America, for example. I'll have people on America from the show.
I get you. Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
get you.
about a
Yes.
few of them on. People from Canada.
Mhm.
So I'm always looking like it does help if they speak English. You know, I wish I could speak my own mother tongue, me Ijo. But like anyway, the main thing is communication. Now I had to speak with. I talked to Lazare last time, and we both agreed it's very important for us to be able to connect to the melanated peoples wherever we are. And I thought, with Lazare being in New Caledonia, is there any way he could make any connections? Like, for example, he's teaching philosophy. So he might have connection to professionals, people in a certain, certain field of knowledge. So it would be good to be able to make these connections.
Yeah.
Of course, he speaks French, he speaks English, and I'm sure he speaks his own language in Burkina Faso. So it's important that use every advantage you've got.
Okay.
Whatever advantage you've got, we use it. That's why I was mentioning about what did they know about Africa. And with them speaking French, you're able to communicate with them a lot easier than maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many of them speak English or out there, but use all the tools to the advantage. And like I said, for me, you asked before, AO.
Yeah.
I'm just making the connections like globally,
yes,
bringing different people on the show from whatever. I had a lady from South Africa on, Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs. Very interesting. And I've also had people on from Madagascar. I've had people on from. I try to do it globally. Wherever that people are in the world, I'm trying to connect and look at what can we do,
Okay.
And I like to travel with it.
Yeah, of course.
And
so you learn at the same time.
Both, yeah. And research. That's what I don't stop.
No, we thank you for the work that you're doing and making the connections, because that is really where we are not very strong as Africans. Our connection links, the bonds that we make, they are easily fractured. And I think doing kind of the research work that you're doing and bringing different people together in this way, maybe others can take on that and we can make that something that will spread across the continent, because we need to actually have our own. One of the issues that I'm realizing is that Africa hasn't got control of its own narrative. We don't. We are being told this is who you look, this is who you are, that is what you do, that is what you should do. We are being told, we are being instructed about everything. Religion, food, clothes, government, economy, production. It is all controlled from outside. And we don't have control. Now, if we're going to have control, we need to be able to have control of the narrative. Now, I suppose I'm saying this now because I've been thinking about it. I think we need our own platform where we are in control. So we build the platform, we build the connections, we build everything, all the infrastructure, so that nobody can cancel us. Nobody will be able to cancel us out of the equation, and our message gets out there. And more importantly, the perception of Africa has been largely created, framed around the narrative of the colonizers. So we need to really break free from that mental mindset and then project our own story from an African perspective, because that is really, really important. So I'll just state that. Now, let me go back to Lazare. Lazare, are you okay for time, or you... Okay, I'll let him... I think we'll come back again. So I'll talk to a few more minutes. One of the things that I really think I'm very, very happy about, and I've talked about it, I'll just touch on it lightly, is the Alliance of Sahel. You think... Sahel, sorry. Do you think that it is likely to grow? And do you think, is it possible that Senegal may even be part of that in terms of what's going on, based on what the President Faye said about France must be kicked out, or France must leave Africa, and that Africa is for Africans? Do you sense that he's more leaning towards being part of that, you think?
I mean, yeah, it could be possible. It could be, Senegal might come to enjoy us. It could be because the old president was the Macky Sall. He was the just work for French people, but now so he's not there. He's so we got a new president, and they all are young, and then they could come enjoy us, and then we can build like a new Africa.
Yeah.
So I think it's possible. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. James, what do you think about that? How do you see that in the how do you see that in seeing things? 1 second, please. What's your take on that? Is that a good thing? Is it about time?
I think it's about time. It's definitely time, and it should be a wake-up call for the whole of Africa. Because at the end of the day, I know we have ECOWAS.
Well, they're a lapdog to the.
That's what I'm saying.
They're a lapdog. Let's not. They're not even a body.
I'm so ashamed.
Let's just call it what it is. They're lapdogs. They're puppets.
Puppets.
Sorry.
So we need people who are truly independent. This is and this is the way like you said before, AO, controlling our own narrative.
Yes.
Impossible to control our own narrative with people who are just puppets. You're told what to do. So this is why we do need to control our own narrative. We need to control our own platforms. And even if when I try to connect with people to come on my show, for example, I connect with people wherever. I've had people try to interfere and ask I should do it this way, and I like to keep it raw.
Yeah.
Don't want to. I'm not going to water nothing down.
No.
To make people feel, whether it's white approval or anything. It's a
welcome to season.
Be true to yourself. At the end of the day, truth resonates with people.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Let me do something, if I may. I'm just gonna play you a video. Lazare, welcome back. I'll just play. Lazare, do you want to say a few things? Are you back? Are you back?
Camera problem.
We can't hear you. We couldn't hear you. Can you unmute?
I was charging my battery.
Okay. Now we are just gonna play a section of the video. I'm gonna see if I can get you to see it. I'm gonna play the video of President Faye when he spoke about the French being out. I'm gonna try and see if I can get you to see it as well. Let's go in here. I'm gonna go into share sound and share. 1 second. You will see it come up and then play. This is the man. So 1 second, please. Can you hear it? Oops, sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. 1 second. What have I got? Oops. Here we go. Okay. The platform where we speak. Can you see it and hear it? This is the man of the hour. So let me forward it. I want you to hear it.
It's time to put an end to this cycle of oppression.
Yeah, we can hear it.
It's high time for France to leave us alone. It's time for France to take a cue from its European neighbors and learn a valuable lesson in independence. Germany is the leading economic power in Europe, significantly surpassing France, which is ranked as the 3rd or 4th largest economic power globally. Germany does not exploit any country, any colony. I can mention Italy, I can mention Spain, who had colonies before, but who do not exploit anyone, who do not interfere, who do not impose leaders in their former colonies. On what grounds does France believe it can continue to impose leaders on us and make choices on our behalf? This must come to an end. And the emerging Africa, the African youth, the African elites, and the African diaspora all stand united in saying no, it cannot continue any longer. France's hypocrisy is evident and pervasive in daily life. Let's examine the cases of Mali and Chad as prime examples of this hypocrisy. In Chad, where the constitutional process has been interrupted, France applauded and its president visited to officially consecrate the new king's coronation ceremony. In Mali, where it is not the constitutional process that has been interrupted, but the transition process, France has condemned and even packed up its things to say that it is leaving Mali.
Double standards.
That's hypocrisy. It's the double standard. It is the double language that France employs in its dealings with Africa. During our questioning of Mr. Jean-Yves Le Drian regarding the situation in Ivory Coast and France's decision to allow a third term, he provided a clear explanation. He stated that while he accepted the third term for Ouattara, he refuses it for Belarus.
Wow.
He emphasized that France has condemned the situation in Belarus and has actively encouraged the European Union to do the same. Le Drian explains that in Belarus, millions protested, unlike Ivory Coast, where there were no mass demonstrations on the streets. This is how France...
The reason why there are no mass demonstrations on the streets is because the people don't have the power to hold their governors to account. So let me forward
selection of a candidate using the tactics we are aware of. We begin by targeting individuals, adorning them with the Legion of Honor or a similar knightly rank, enlisting them in Masonic lodges, and informing them to prepare themselves as they will be next in line. Even the hypothesis that Macky Sall may not succeed, we know who is being prepared by France. This must come to an end. It will not occur in this manner any longer. Let's be clear. We have absolutely nothing against the French people. In France, both political and citizen voices are rising to hold and express the same discourse as the one I'm currently presenting to you. For example, the deputies, such as Mrs. Frédérique Dumas, who regularly speaks on the platform of the Assembly, who regularly writes to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, since she is a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, to raise this unfair behavior of France towards Africa, hold the same speech as us. The same Mr. Jean-Luc Mélenchon, Jean-Paul Lecoq, André Chassaigne, all deputies, hold the same discourse as us, and hundreds of other voices. The NGOs, like other non-profit organizations, are doing remarkable work in the same direction. We strongly urge France to listen to the voices that speak to it about our plan for a more collaborative, fairer, and sustainable partnership between Africa and France. It is crucial that we work together towards a future that is equitable, just, and environmentally conscious. If she listens, I believe we'll have beautiful days ahead in our collaboration together. If he doesn't know how to cut it, thinking he can continue to function like in the time of our grandfathers, this African youth no longer accepts it. France must make preparations for a definitive break and completely withdraw from Africa. Africa belongs to Africans, not France. She belongs to no one else, neither China, nor the United States, nor anyone else.
So, I wanted to play that there. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Now, thoughts on what you heard. Let's go to Lazare. You've been away for a while. What are your thoughts on what you heard, and how do you feel about it?
It's true. The big news for this week is the election in Senegal, and now Ousmane Sonko, who was then a political opponent when he said that, is now the prime minister of in Senegal. So this is a wonderful news. They have won. They get out. He and President Diomaye Faye, they went out from jail to the power. Like one can compare them to Mandela. They get out from the jail to yes. And I think this is wonderful. These young people, 40 years. I think this is a symbol of New Africa. This is their discourse. Is a discourse of the new Africa, the new unity, the new Pan-Africanism, and it's wonderful. We wish that they succeed, because when you are not in power, you can criticize a lot. But anyway, they have a good vision. They are in the side of the people, and I think they will win. in any case, we wish that they succeed and they find ways to connect with the neighboring countries to bring a new era for the African peoples.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's go to James. What are your thoughts on what you heard?
Yeah, it's just tell nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. It's all facts. You know what he's saying, and being in control doesn't matter whether it's the West or whether it's other parts of the world. Being in full control, you know, and like I say, I just keep it simple. He's saying all the right things.
Good.
You know, he's
Brilliant.
saying all the correct things. So
Brilliant.
that's
Okay.
what I'd say on it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Dramane, your thoughts, please.
Okay, I said, like, you know, James and Lazare, they have said, but I would say, like, you know, everything he said, Songwe, is all right. And then the only thing is now, so you must focus, you know, and stop talking, and then we just have to work hard. Yeah, take action and work hard, because you know we have long way to go. So just unite and then work. That's it.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. I wanted to just move the discussion forward slightly a little bit, because Africa, we have 60% of the most fertile land in the entire world is in Africa. The other day, shamefully, sadly, Nigeria received grains from Ukraine. Yes. They I could see on your face just saying it alone. Yes, Ukraine that's in war in Russia, with Russia. We receive grains from there. And it's not just Nigeria. I think Ethiopia, and there are several countries that are dependent on grains from Europe. When we have 60% of the fertile land, does that not show? I'm posing a question now. Does that not show the more reason why Africa must really take back its land? Because those areas on the 60% of those land, if you look at it, they were carved up in the colonial lines. And when they carve it up, they restrict what you as an African can do within those borders. How do you see that? Let's go to James.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. We should never be too eager to trade. And I think this has sometimes been a problem where we don't need others the way they need us. And whatever deal you do, it doesn't matter if someone's coming to build a railroad, doesn't matter if someone's coming to supply you cars, anything. What doesn't matter. We've got to look at, like, people need us more than we need them. And when you realize that, you will never get shafted on your end of the deal. Because it's so easy to fool us, even though we have people like ourselves who are intelligent enough to know what's going on. But unfortunately, this dependent on other places, whether you call it aid, whatever it is.
It's not an aid, really. It isn't an aid.
Yeah.
It's just a smoke screen. The aid is the other way around.
Yeah. But we need to realize that and this is the thing, when we do realize it in large numbers, this is when the shift will change on how powerful Africans are. You know, we're not weak, but there's the narrative that we're weak, we're begging. That has to all stop and do for ourselves.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, James.
Yeah.
Dramane, let's go to you. What are your thoughts on this?
I'll say, like, okay, first of all, so my phone is about to dead. It is only 50% now.
Okay.
So
can you charge it? Can you plug it in at all? Or okay, you know what? You can go and come back, and if you can find a plug, and plug it.
Okay.
We will. Okay. When Lazare is talking, I'll switch it off. You can come out and come in. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can. Yes.
Okay.
I'll plug your charger in.
Can you plug your charger in? Okay, he's gonna come back. Okay,
Okay.
let's I was asking a question. Okay, let's Lazare. Whilst he's away, what are your thoughts on this issue with the grain and importing, and how to free ourselves to grow our own? And in fact, we can feed the world with 60% of the fertile land. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it is sure. The issue of sovereignty is everywhere. Sovereignty. This is a word for our generation, for this period. Sovereignty in food, sovereignty in military defense. In any fields, we have to be sovereign. And I know an organization which is also based in Nigeria who works on agricultural food sovereignty. It's not normal. You know, you have the Niger River, you have plenty lands and water. It's not normal.
It's
just that
it's insane.
Our economy has been turned to exportation. I don't know in Nigeria what
same here.
but
it's exportation.
Cocoa, coffee.
The raw materials are exported.
Yes, and we don't. It is the same with oil. In Nigeria, is producing oil, but
it is exporting it and importing processed oil. It's
so. But I think there are some signs for the oil. For instance, we know that Nigeria has created this a big firm of transforming oil in the country.
Yeah. You mean Dangote? You're talking about Dangote?
Yes. I hope this kind of transformation, industrialization will end the dependency of the country on oil importation. The same for the food. We should not import food in Africa. We have plenty lands. It's just to modernize and produce what we eat, not produce what we export. This is also a problem.
The thing I will just really, everything you said is absolutely right. But I think up until now, I think we're now beginning to understand, or at least I'm beginning to get a sense that we now understand that those actual borders, they are going across areas where were there to be connection, it would be easier to actually produce our food, move it around. Because oftentimes when they have borders, you can't, because they're English, French, what tends to happen is, you can't go there, the border is closed, you have to go the long way around. It frustrates the natural flow of actually doing business, of actually growing, all of that. But people are not aware. I think people are becoming aware of that, and it's making the case, the case for having Africa free of those colonial borders even stronger, because we can, without those borders, we can trade freely among ourselves. We can move freely. Right now, we are not able to move freely. Our people, Europeans can come into Africa and go on and get visa at the airport in many countries, but Africans who are on the continent cannot move from one place to the other freely. I mean, surely that's a crazy idea. Let me ask James and then come back to Lazare. Go ahead.
I'm with the borderless. Should be borderless. We shouldn't need a passport to go any part of Africa, even including if you are Africans of the diaspora.
Yes.
Including.
Yes.
This is the problem where, some people feel that, you need borders for particular security and, this and that. But
who's the border for? That's the question you should be. Who's the border for?
It's to divide us. When we were free people at one time, when, Africa, the land has changed through, one time the Sahara Desert wasn't even a desert. And, the amount of animals, crops, more rivers and lakes, and this needs a repeat. I still did see something on they were trying to make the desert green again.
Yeah.
They can do this. They can do it.
Libya before they took out Gaddafi. Libya was an oasis. Lazare, am I correct? I don't know if do you recall about before when Gaddafi was there. Libya was really growing. They had food. They had, they were really an oasis. They were doing fantastic.
Yes, it's a strong economy with many things. You don't have to pay, like the house, the school. Many things were free for the Libyan citizen. It was really doing well in terms of social security. It was really a rich country, but now everything has collapsed and everything is destroyed. It's really sad. Yes, this is true.
And yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
no. For this issue of borders, it's true. We have to materialize this. There is a free economic trading zone in Africa, but often the decisions are taken in Addis Ababa,
in EU, in
EU, but in the ground it is it's not the case. So when you said what you said, I totally agree. It's more easy maybe to connect one country with Paris or London than to connect directly. If you want to move maybe from Lagos to Liberia, you will have many. Sometimes you need to go to London to come back to. So this is. But I think we are aware, and this generation will continue, because this struggle is not a new struggle.
No, it isn't.
Many leaders, our past leaders in the past, have fought for this. But I think today these ideas are coming back, and we have to connect each other, our organization, our people, to continue, and maybe within 10 or 15 years we will succeed.
Yes. Thank you. No. Very, very great point. I agree. In terms of, I'll just add a little thing to that myself. I envisage, and I am advocating strongly, that as Africans, that we need to actually not even wait for the governments. We as Africans on ground can't begin to say, look, I'm inviting this person, you're coming. And, if we all start doing that in each of the states, we can overload the system that they will be forced to go, you know what? We are here, it's our people, they want to trade, we can't stop them. And, we need to start doing that. But we need to be conscious of that within Africa. Because the youth now, they are listening to the same music. They are, Afrobeat and all of this stuff, the clothes, the food, they love the culture. And the language now is the next thing we need to bring in. And I think if we can begin to get people to interact on ground, and this is where we need to empower Africans. As Africans, the major issue we have in many African countries is in the silos they've put us. They've not only separated us, but they've made us powerless in those silos. So we cannot act independently without somebody above saying, no, you can do this. No, you can't do that. So the awareness in our community has to start, so that when people know of each other, once they know that someone in France knows someone someone in French speaking knows somebody in English, or a few of them, and they want to meet up, then they start talking. Then they start doing things. Oh, turn it the other way, because it's shorter. Turn it, you flipped it. There you go. That's it. So I'm hoping that Dramane comes back. So So I just wanted to just state that the border thing, like you said, Lazare, and you were right, it impacts everything. In fact, it goes to the heart of the matter in Africa. Sovereignty. We are not free. We are currently. He'll come back. I'm waiting for. I'll see him when he
No,
comes.
you're totally right. You're totally right, AO. You know, don't just rely on governments. It doesn't matter if it's African government or whatever, because you're taking your independence away from yourselves.
That's correct.
You're taking it away from your communities. You know, so communities need to reconnect. You know, we're in the times now where people just, because they're so trying to struggle to survive.
Yeah.
And everybody focused on, no one's even focused on the history. So when you ignore history through various reasons, you know, so even some of the schools, I remember I spoke to you one of the first times.
Yeah.
And I had a brother on my show from, he was from Nigeria, but he was, I think he was Yoruba.
Okay, that's just like me. What's his name?
Tony D. He's on Tony. He's on my show. You'll see a man called Tony D or something like that.
Okay, is he part of the group? Because we need to get as many.
No, but I can always connect. Well, he said that in the school when he was growing up, they were telling him that we originate from Mecca and stuff like that. And then you'll hear stuff like in some from Israel.
That is a. You see, that
when
is
someone
trying
can
to
do that to
mess
you, though,
with that's trying to brainwash the mind.
Totally brainwashing.
That is
when you take that on,
absolutely.
You tell your children, repeat what they told you.
Exactly.
That's a totally brainwashing. Then you start looking at your language as not important because you want to focus on other places in the world. You know. Now I'm trying to connect. I want to learn the Yoruba language. I spoke to you last time.
Yes, we did. Yes.
So I will be making steps towards that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think we have one or two. I'll look out, see if I can find one or two people actually. Maybe they might link you up, or even a web page or something. I mean, they have some people now that do it online, so you can learn and watch. And here's a tip: if you watch Yoruba movies, they will have the text there in English, and they will say it. So you will start connecting the two. If you're watching a lot of that, that will help. So you will know the words. Báwo ni ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàbọ̀, ẹ káalẹ́, ṣé lẹ ti ṣú, okay, ṣé fẹ́ jẹun, ṣé mo ń lọ wẹ̀ o, mo ń jáde. You'll be start picking words and then suddenly.
I like to see like another thing as well. I remember when I first started you on the show, and you were giving praise to the ancestors.
Yes,
and to hear you do it in your own language was a great feeling.
Grateful.
I felt the spirit from you.
Thank you.
Totally.
Thank you. And you're home. You are coming home. You are part of us. You are coming home. When you feel that spirit, it means you are already home. Your spirit is willing to receive that, and that's why you could feel it. Lazare, yes. We would just sort of wax in a little bit about cultures and things. But if you did you wanted to add anything to what he was saying?
I just first I think it's soon it will be 1 hour, so
we will let you wrap up, and then we will. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
But about the language, it's true. One thing I want to underline is African people, and maybe sometimes it's not the intellectuals. They love to learn many languages. African people, they speak many languages. When they travel from one country to other, especially the traders, they learn the language. So language is very important because through language there is spirituality,
Indeed.
culture.
Yes,
it's just not your thinking, but
no,
all your mind is changed when you start speaking your African language. So
indeed.
we should learn African language also. We should learn I don't know, Yoruba, Hausa, even if we are not from Nigeria, we should. Often we listen to some music from Nigeria, but we don't understand
the words.
So we, in the universities, we have to teach, and the schools, we have to teach. This is our foreign language. Not only English or Chinese, but
or French.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. And what you said there, we should really be having universities with sections where, if you're in Mali, you would be teaching Yoruba from university, and like vice versa. In Nigeria, in Yoruba land, they'll be teaching about Mali, language, and it really to get us to know who we are, because that's what they do
Yes.
in Europe. In Europe, they have something called Rasmussen. There's this thing that they call
Erasmus.
Rasmussen, and it goes
Erasmus.
across. Sorry, what's it called?
Erasmus.
Erasmus. Yes.
Erasmus. Yes.
So all of the countries, they all interchange. So that way they get. So why have we not? These are things that we need to do ourselves. We don't need to wait for somebody. We must do that.
And I want to say that Nkrumah, if you go to in Accra, in Legon University, there is the Institute of African Language where you can they teach Swahili and I don't know which other language, but in fact all these ideas was there. But the system, often it is funded from outside.
Yes.
You cannot ask European Union to come and sponsor and finance your course in Yoruba or Kikongo.
No.
You have to do it by yourself. So this is what we need now. Governments who are bold enough to do what we need in the continent.
Fantastic. I guess Lazare, we've kept you for some time, and we're grateful for your time. We will let you go, I think, because I know it's late and you've done an hour now. Thank you so much. We honestly, we have to do this. There's more to talk about Africa, and we can't wait to have you back again. It is a real pleasure, honestly. James, a few words before you go, of course.
Yeah, great. Anyway, though, this is why I like making the connection with us all. It's great that we were all able to come on today. Sometimes it's difficult to get everybody on at the same time because of the different time zones or different people are busy. But I feel today that the ancestors are definitely with us.
They are.
They're with us and brought us together on this.
Ashe. Mojuba, Ejumari, Mojuba.
I feel the energy. And Dramane messaged me. He won't be coming back on today.
Okay.
His battery. But he says give thanks to the brothers anyway.
Yes.
Thanks for the contribution, Dramane.
Okay.
Lazare.
Thanks.
Ayo.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, Lazare, we'll let you go. Thank you very much. We will be in touch. And I'll get your details. We'll have to call you and talk to you privately as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lazare.
Thanks.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you. Right. Okay, James, you and me. Listen, you're the man behind the scenes, moving everybody together and setting everything up. So I want to let everybody know that without you chasing and getting things in place, this wouldn't have been in place. It happened tonight. So I want to thank you very much for that. And there is a lot more that we can cover on this show. I hope you guys have got a flavor of what this platform is about. It's about Africa. It's about empowering the youth. It's about making sure that we do not wait for governments imposed by colonials to fix our problems. We as Africans, right now on our continent, we can gather ourselves together and break through those barriers because they're invisible, really. Once we start connecting, they are coming down. We can do this. But this is just the beginning. I really want to thank James, honestly, my brother from Ijaw land, and I will make sure that you can speak the Yoruba language. And the fact that you're wearing African clothes to me speaks volumes. It is something that it is. I can see the energy, and I want us all to. You are an example to many of us because you didn't wait for anybody. You've been around the world literally, connecting and linking African people. I've seen your interviews. And please, again, like I said, those of you watching this show, subscribe to James Diboe. This guy is one of our hidden gems. He really is. He speaks to so many different people. He finds out so many things. He's done. He is our engine room in terms of research, in terms of connecting people, and he has a huge resource that when we really get the African continent moving, he will be invaluable to what we're doing in terms of his contributions. So please, those of you watching the show, subscribe to James Diboe on YouTube. We need to get people like this quietly walking away, committed, using his own funds. All of this is self-funded. So I salute you. I salute you. Honestly, I'm really grateful. I do watch your shows and things and follow. And of course, we talk. But your story, when I saw and we spoke, something said to me, yes, this is something we need to do. And let us please grow and really build Africa. And the thing is, James, don't be deterred by the fact that people are not following and coming in. Because I know that feeling. And I'm, because the thing is this, what we are talking about, not many people are talking about it.
Yeah.
So you are plotting the chat. You're like creating a pathway that others will follow, and usually those roads are lonely roads to travel.
Definitely,
they are lonely roads to travel. But I want you to know that a lot of people know about you. So what we're trying to do is to grow you, and you and I, we're buddies, man. We're gonna be doing this more and more. But listen, I really thank you. This has been a delight.
Continuing the mission.
Yes.
No matter what hurdles, obstacles.
That's it. Nothing is going to stop this.
That's how we've got to do it.
Nothing.
Embrace the energy. Yes. Embrace the ancestors.
Àṣẹ o, àṣẹ. Ẹ̀yin lálẹ́ ẹ gbàdúrà o, ẹ gbàṣẹ o. Ẹ dáàbòbò. A dúpẹ́ pé ètò ìní ó wáyé. A dúpẹ́ pé ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwa tẹ́ ya fẹ́ pé jú ríra wa, àríra wa. Ẹ̀yin lálẹ́. Ọbàtálá, Èṣù, Ògún, Ọ̀yọ́, Ọya, Yemọja, Ṣàngó, Oòduà àti Elédùmarè. Dúpẹ́ pé ètò ẹni ó yọrí sí rere o. Àtúnrí mi ṣe o. Èrò adé máa pín pẹ̀lú àṣẹ tí ẹ fi pè wá papọ̀ yìí kí ètò ògo ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà kó lè yọ lápapọ̀ fún gbogbo wa ká dẹ̀ jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀ lápapọ̀ wa. Àṣẹ ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀, àṣẹ. So what I just said is a prayers to my ancestors, to our African ancestors, to thank them for today, that we all met up, we were able to have this meeting and this discussion on air, and we were all here, and we are grateful, and we are looking forward to them to supporting us in growing and building more connections to really show the true glory of Africa. And we ask them to bless that and to put their blessing and to support us and to lead us to achieve this. Ashe. So in that vein, James, there is something about you, because I go to the spiritual realm when I start talking to you. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. Well, I pick up the vibrations for that. You know what I'm saying?
So, but that's good. That's good.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
decoding. We can decode things.
That's it.
You have to decode
it together. Yeah. So I mean, but listen, I want to thank you so much. Please, once again, those of you that will watch this again, go and join James Diboe. James, James Diboe on YouTube. Subscribe. This guy is a wealth of information. He's a trailblazer. That's the word I was looking for. He's a trailblazer. Many don't know about him, but this guy has literally been connecting to all African people. And another thing I'd like to say, everybody, please, don't see yourself as black. See yourself as African. If you got this skin color, you are African. Europeans don't say they are white. They are Europeans. We are Africans. End of story. That's what must happen. Because when they say you are black American, they are dividing you. We are one. Africa.
Yeah.
James?
That's right, brother. It is totally makes sense, man.
Yeah.
But I give thanks anyway, AO, and thanks for this allowing us to be on your platform.
No problem. Please, all of us, we are working for one single mission. an Africa that will be free and benefit Africans. And we are on that mission till forever. We will be on it. And our coming generation will continue this progress, this project until it's achieved. And they can then sit back and enjoy it. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So thank you so very, very much for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power with James Diboe Lazare, Dramane. You can see that we're having a sort of an African-wide, international relations. We need to build more. Join us. Please, if you do have any interesting points and discussions that you might have in terms of leading Africa into the right direction to free ourselves from bondage, join us. Leave a comment. Let's hear from you. It's really important. Your views do matter and your voice counts. Your voice counts. We need to start making our people know that they are the people on ground that can make the change themselves by believing in themselves as Africans, connecting with the African spirituality. I will come back next time I will talk about the fact that we want all our 10,000 artifacts that's in the Vatican right now to be returned to Africa.
Exactly.
So anyway, yeah. James, thank
you
so
thanks,
much.
brother.
Yeah.
And we'll do this again, man.
We'll do it again.
Peace.
I'll let you
blessings.
go. Bye now. You can drop out.
Recording stopped.
So let me, okay, good. So there you have it. Thank you so very much for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. You can see that on this platform, we are really focused on bringing people that really are connected and rooted in seeing a greater Africa. That is something I passionately believe in. My living, beating heart is to see an Africa that will flourish, that the coming generations, when I'm long gone and I'm looking from the sky and I've joined our African ancestors that share at that time, may that time be long and coming, there will be a smile on my face. We worked on that. They are benefiting from the work we did, and Africa is really free. And it becomes the leading light, as it should be, for the whole world. So, I want to thank you all so very much. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'd like you to please subscribe, share, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. Please share this broadcast, and I might rebroadcast it. It's been a real pleasure having my guests on this platform, and no doubt we'll be bringing them in the not too long distant, not too long future, in the coming, let's say few weeks, and not too long in coming back, shall we say. But I want to thank you for joining us, and please do share. We need a lot of work to do. There are so many information coming out, so watch out for that. Do leave comments. Don't forget, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, and Facebook. Although Facebook, we know they're not reliable. Nonetheless, we're grateful. Please do subscribe. Help us grow the platform. We are close to 3,000 on this platform, and we'd really like to reach a lot more with your support. So please do help share our broadcast. I might stand here for another 5-10 minutes myself. As Africans, we need to know who we are. If you look on the screen, I have the day of in Yoruba, in my Yoruba language, Ojo Ogun. It's the third day in the Yoruba 4 days a week, and it's called Ojo Ogun, and it's in the month we call Igbe. You see, as Africans, I really want us to connect to who we are. The 7 days a week that we are currently practicing, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, They are all days worshiping European gods. I kid you not. I will come back with details about that. That is why I am very, very clear that we must search out and find out who we are. At this point, as Africans, I'm saying here categorically, we don't know who we are because we are doing things that's supposed to be done in Europe. And we have our own entire calendar in Yoruba land, Kojoda, that through colonization and imposition of this Western days and gods and all of that, they made us forget who we are. And they start telling us who we are. The danger of the colonial narrative. This is something we need to guard against. I don't have any problem with Europeans following the religion of their ancestors. They must not have a problem with Africans following, as a natural law, the religion of our ancestors and embrace it. It's who we are. So I'm an African that is proudly wearing my Isheshe, the spiritual ancestry powers, the spiritual ancestry ways of doing things. I embrace that. It is who I am. I am not going to shirk away from that. It is me. It is in me. It's in my language. It's in my thinking. Just like I wouldn't want to change any European following their cultures. So it's very important. I want to say this. Christianity can stand on its own, and it must not prevent African spirituality to stand equally on its own. I just told you for a good example. The days of the week that we are using, they are all related to European gods. I'll come and tell you details about that in the next broadcast. Watch out for that. For me, you will see on the screen I'm putting the days of the Yoruba days in there. For now, I'm mixing the two. So, but over time, I'm going to be using the Yoruba calendar that has 7 weeks in a month and 13 months in a year. Yes, that's who we are. When you are not following the calendar of your ancestors, you don't know who you are. It is that simple. We don't know who we are. And we need to invest our time and money for that. Not just for us personally, but for the coming generations. We owe it to them to not leave them blinded as we have been for so long by colonial imposed calendar that made many of us not even know that we had anything like this. You know, the thing about this, please do share this broadcast. The thing about this is this. I may even do it tonight. I might do a quite quick, rough one tonight. I'm going to do it because I am sufficiently, I'm looking for the word, exercised by that, what I just said just now, that I thought, my goodness, no. So I'm going to do something. We're going to extend this show. We're going to extend it because I need it to be, it wasn't my plan, but I need you to see this. Look, I've done it before, and please do share. This is the Yoruba calendar. And you've got days, you see? I'll show you a quick, here you go. This is even better. So this is the week. Yeah. So we got 4 days. Ọjọ́ Ṣàngó Jàkúta, ọjọ́ Ọ̀rúnmìlà Ifá, ọjọ́ Ògún, ọjọ́ Bàtálá. Tomorrow will be the last day of the week. Tomorrow is the last day of the week, which is going to be, because today you see on the screen, it says Ọjọ́ Ògún. Tomorrow in Yoruba's Kojoda calendar, it will be Ọjọ́ Bàtálá. That's who we are. And we have 4 days. And those 4 days splits as you see on the screen. It's very important for us to reconnect to who we are, embrace who we are. The Europeans embrace their culture, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. They have their culture, but what is not okay is to brainwash us, to tell us that everything about us is bad and negative, and we have to now convert to you without question. And everything, our own rich cultural heritage and history, they buried, they kept away from us. That's not acceptable. You have a role to play. Those of you watching me, and I thank the three of you, all the three of you watching me right now, that this important message is reaching you. I'm showing you the Yoruba calendar. You've got the days of the week. And on those days of the week, we are meant to be worshiping the following. On Ọjọ́ Ṣàngó Jàkúta, which is the first day, we're meant to worship Ọbàtálá, Ṣọ̀pọ̀nná, Ìyáàmì-Ajé, and Egungun. On the second day, Ọjọ́ Ṣàngó Jàkúta, we're meant to be worshiping Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Èṣù, Ògún, and I think I can't remember. Somebody told me something about this day, and I want to make sure I include it. Let me just quickly check that, because I like to be factual. So let me just check that for you. These are information hidden from you and I. If we do not connect with our own African ancestors' calendar, then who are we? Who are we? Who really are we? And that's why these things are very, very important. Now, let me get that information out, because I believe in really making sure that we connect and then use those days, familiarize ourselves, talk to our family and friends about it. So it says here, Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Èṣù, Ọ̀ṣun, Òrìṣà Ọ̀ṣun, Òrìṣà Yemọja. Yeah. So the last one that's missing is Yemọja. So Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Èṣù, Ọ̀ṣun, and Yemọja. So let me quickly. So the first day, let me go to the first day. The first day is Ọbàtálá. You see, that's the picture. That's the image. That's the person that's the god. Sorry, what am I talking about? That's the god Ọbàtálá, god Ṣọ̀pọ̀nná. I think I've got Ṣọ̀pọ̀nná somewhere, so I'll have to show you more pictures than that. So, and then you have Ìyáàmì-Ajé. I have it again. Egungun. So all of these are deities. Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Èṣù. So each of them have days that we should worship them. Right? So, like I said, today is Ògún and Òṣòṣì. Ògún and Òṣòṣì. Those are the deities that we will be worshiping, the Orisha that we'll be worshiping, that should be worshiping today. That as following our Yoruba calendar that you see here. Now, and then tomorrow will be Ṣàngó and Ọya. You see that? So we need to know all of these things. We need to know it. That's who we are. And we must embrace it. Now, I need to do something. I might read it, but I'll come and do a further breakdown. I'll just, because I did that research the other day, and I mean, just today, in fact, this evening. And I must admit, it was something that really, it really was something that shocked me. And that's why I'm saying we need to know who we are. When people are giving us these things, we don't understand. But I'm going to just quickly read it and I'll come back and do some more work on that later on because it needs a lot of digging, if you like. Let me do this. So I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I did here so you can and share it because we've been lied to. We have been lied to a whole lot, and it is on us to prevent the coming generation to go through that that deceit. 1 second, please. 1 second. I forgot. I was talking away, and I realized my face is not there. Let me bring this back. Sorry. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Sorry. There we go. We're back. Sorry. Now, yes, we're back the other way. Now you can see me. So, and thanks those of you who are still with me as I speak. I appreciate you very, very much. Please subscribe, hit notification button, give us thumbs up, help us grow the platform. We really do need your support. Let us try one more thing. Yeah, culturation, James. Yes, thank you, my brother. Yes, yes, yes. Let me pin that. So we're still going because there's a lot of work we need to do. But sometimes we need to do this in this way. James is left, but he's obviously. Oops, sorry. Let me get that here. That's the research that I'm doing, and I'm going to try somehow and break that down for you. I'm just going to do a quick light walk. I'm not going to go into it in depth because it needs. I'm going to come and do a proper dissecting of this this thing that this information, because it takes a lot to wrap your head around the fact that you've been lied to. Yeah. People may say it doesn't matter. What does it matter? It doesn't, so what? You've been lied to. We joined the club and all of that. But it matters. It matters a great deal because it affects how you perceive who you are. When somebody prevents you from having information about who you are and project instead what they want you to be, that's a problem right there. That is a problem right there. So, okay, so give me a minute. I'm just trying to do this in a way that will make sense. So, okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, so we will do this in the right way. You'll see it come up. Like I said, it's just a quick rundown, just to give us something that we can. Oops, sorry, 1 minute, please. Just bear with me. We will wrap it up, but I just need to really get on top of this. Sorry about that. Okay, Wednesday. Oh, man, sorry. Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to quickly do it this way because I need you to have this information. It is very, very important. So, and this is Thursday. Sorry about that. So I want you to understand what has been done. If you don't understand what has been done, you won't know who you are. And we need to know who we are. Sometimes you will have that voice in your head asking you questions. Why? Who am I? What's going on? You start asking, but you don't know that you're even asking that question, but you are asking. And this is what I'm here to tell you that no, you're not imagining it. It is the real thing. What you're feeling is real. And I'm here to let you know that the reason why you are feeling that is because you're not doing what your ancestors look at. These are our gods, you see. These are our gods here. And we have our own days. There's nothing wrong with having our own days to worship them equally. This is why I'm telling you that the culture of the European culture is fine. Nothing wrong with it. The problem is when the culture and religion. The problem is that when it's been imposed on Africans, preventing us from having our own rich culture that we should follow and honor. These are, we've been denied something here. They have no right to do so. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to read this now. Okay, so you can see that on the screen. I hope you can see it. If it doesn't show fully, I will try and at least you'll get an idea. So you see here, Monday. Okay, Monday is for the god Luna. Monday was named after the Roman god Luna. Let me try something here. I'm going to try a different approach. I hope it works. Let me do this. Okay, so let me just mute that one because it will confuse you when you see that date, and I don't want it to confuse you. There you go. So we'll come back. So let's see what you can see. Can you see that on the screen? So I'm just trying to see if you can see that on the screen. Yeah. 1 second. Hopefully it should come around. I just want you to see. I want to see. Okay. No, not quite. It's almost there. Come on. What's going on? Why is it not changing? Can you see me all right? Yes, good. Okay, good. You can see that. I just wanted to check that. So now, I'll quickly read through that because I need you to understand what's going on. Let me just check that you can hear me. Can you hear me? You can hear me?
So I'm just trying to see.
Yes, you can. Good. Fantastic. Okay. Now, so these are the days of the week. Monday was named for the Roman moon goddess Luna. See that? Tuesday was named for the Roman god of war, Mars. Now, for we Yorubas, I find this particularly tough to deal with, but I will try. They say here, you see, I put in bracket Ojo Shegun for we Yorubas. Now, I'm going to show you something they did, and this is so damaging. So damaging, but like I said, I will show you. When they rewrote when they gave us 7 days, they said Ojo Shegun. They put Ojo Shegun, which was Tuesday. But when you see the meaning of Tuesday, like I showed you, Tuesday is actually worshipping the Roman god of war. That's what the name came from. You see that? But many of us who are saying Ojo Shegun, we don't know what we are doing Ojo. We don't know. These are things that have been hidden from us, and I'm trying to really connect so we understand. Those of you watching this, I don't quite know if you understand what I'm just saying here. Our second day of the week, let me put it that way. Our second day of the week should be what you will see on the screen. Our second day of the week should be called Ojo Orunmila. Let me highlight that for you. It should be called Ojo Orunmila. That's what our second day should be called. But because of what they've done, we think that it should be Tuesday. Can you see the damage now? Can you see the problem here? That's why I say we don't know who we are. Not only that, they've got 7 days. We have 4. We've lost. So from 4 days a week, we've lost weeks. So we're not following what our ancestors told us. We are not who we should be. Is that making sense? Sorry about that. Let me go back again. I know why that's not working. So subscribe to Seasonewa, the platform where we speak truth to power. I just wanted to just show you how this looks like. It's really important we understand what's been happening. We need to understand. It's not about being angry. It's just knowing that things have been done that is unacceptable. Now, let me just show you this. I'll do this and I'll wrap up. Wednesday is named after, let's go back here again. Wednesday is named after, let me see, am I having a calm? Yep, I'm here. Sorry about that. I forgot that. I just wanted to bring it in. Just hear me out. Okay, there we are. That's better. So you can see at least a lot more of the broadcast rather than just yours truly. Okay, so we talked about Wednesday. Yeah, we talked about Wednesday. Is named for the god of Woden. God of Woden. What's our third day in Yoruba? I'm trying to show you the significance of what is being done here. And that's why we're showing you. Our own third day should be Ojo Ogun, but they call it Woden because that's what the god that they serve. And there's nothing wrong with them serving that god. I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't. What I have a problem is you preventing me as an African from serving my own African god. You see, when I say that they are the same, but they are constantly trying to, by telling us to turn away from our own ancestors and follow theirs, that's brainwashing. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I will talk about this in greater detail, but please do share this broadcast. Please do share. And I think I'm probably going to share this on TikTok if possible. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do it. We need to share this broadcast. I'll find a way or do a live again. But one thing I do know is this is really important. So, Thursday, Jupiter became Thor God. Thor God. I'll show you all of this later on. So, Thursday was for Jupiter, but then they said it became Thor God. So, when you say Thursday, you're worshiping the god of Thor. You understand? Now, so the Thursday will be our fourth day in Yoruba calendar. So our fourth day will be, let me just quickly bring that up. I'm going to do this and I'll wrap up because I'm really tired. So our fourth day is Ojo Batala. And we will be worshiping these two gods on those days, Shango and Oya. The day before, you see Ojo Ogun, we'll be worshiping Ogun and Oshosi. On the fourth day, Shango and Oya. So, when they say, so you can see how damaging this is. We have 4 days in a week. They got 7. Now they've got us to be worshiping the 7 days of theirs and totally abandon our own Yoruba and African ancestors. That's not acceptable in their language. Like I said, I haven't got a problem with Christians, with Europeans following their cultural and religious beliefs as laid down by their ancestors. I am afforded that same right. You don't have the right to take it away from me or from my ancestors, from my generations to come, or millions of Africans. And you must return all of the African artifacts that you stole. That's been stolen. Yes, that was stolen. It must all be returned. Okay, so let's go back to the final one, and we'll show you what I mean. Now, so that's 4 days. So now, on the Friday now, to see you how significant is this, named Nordic goddess Frigg. It's named after Nordic goddess Frigg. We'll come and show you all of this later on in detail, those goddesses and everything, so I will go into detail. But I'm just giving you a quick synopsis of what is going on. So now, go back to the Yoruba calendar. What that means is that now you are now starting a new week. So we start again at Obatala, and the first day is to Ojo Shango Jakuta, you see. So Obatala, Shopono, Iyamiaji, Egungun, those are what we'll be worshipping. So whilst it's the 5th day in the European calendar, nothing wrong with that. That's what they want. In our day, we start our day again with or with the worshipping of Ojo Shango, the Shango Day and Jakuta. Yes, we start back again, and then so that's for Friday. Now our day is day one again, as from Friday, day one. Saturday, right? Let's go and look again. So in this now, I hope you're following what I'm doing. In this now, Saturday is named after the Roman god Saturn. Saturday is named after the Roman god Saturn. Very important point to understand. Of course, I'm going to flip it around. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. So you can see I'm going to do this again and again and again and again and again and again till we get it. So Saturday was named after the Roman god Saturn. Now in Yoruba calendar, that now becomes our second day. Ojo Orunmila Ifa. And that second day we will be worshiping, rather than worshiping the God they've had now, we'll be worshiping Orunmila, Eshu, Oshun. We will be worshiping that. Oshun. You see, we'll be worshiping all of those gods. But because they took it away from us, Saturday is named after God Saturn. I will find all of those gods for you and we will talk about it so you understand the significance. So that's the third day. Yeah. So Thursday. Okay. So now the third day is what we're going to read. Sunday is named after the great god Sun, son of Helios. Son of Helios. Now, so what is that in Yoruba? What is that in Yoruba? In Yoruba, it is now Ojo Batala. And we worship on those days. We would worship Shango and Oya Shango and Oya. See that? Sorry, beg your pardon. Sorry. I'm tired. The third one, no, Ojo Ogun, third one. Ojo Ogun, sorry, it's in fact the third one. Because if you count the calendar, we said Monday to Thursday is 4 days, Friday is a new day, a new Friday would be there. Friday will be our Ojo Shango Jakuta 1, and then Saturday will be Ojo Orunmila. Finally, Ojo Milefa, and finally Ojo Ogun will be the day of what's it called? Son of Helios that they're worshiping. So you can see that everything that we know has been completely, they've pulled the rug from underneath our feet, literally. They've literally, those who impose this religion on us, and the same thing goes for Islam as well. Those who imposed it, because Islam says that your religion, even though they're your land, they tell you your religion is infidel. In your land. You are not on their land, you are on your land. So even that is wrong. So you can see that it's a way to lay claim to your land if you think about it really well. So these are things we need to talk about and make sure we understand. It's about understanding who we are. It's not castigating any religion, but saying that for us on our continent, we must know who we are. So I guess that covers it for now. I really want to thank you all for joining me. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do me a favor, subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people, and spread the word. We need to be proud of who we are. So tomorrow now, I know, is a sun worshiping day for the Greeks, son of Helios. And we have gods that we worship. Those are the ones I'll be remembering in my thoughts in the morning. We need to Ojo Batala. So Ojo Batala will mean now I am remembering or doing. We'll be doing worshiping Shogun Oya. That's what we do. It's part of who we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. About later on, leave a comment, share the broadcast, help us grow the platform. We truly appreciate you. You've been watching Citizen AY in discussions with James Diboe Lazare Ki-Zerbo, and Dramane. So we'll be back real soon. In the meantime, please share the broadcast, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. And for now, I say thank you. Please subscribe once again, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. Thank you to each and every one of you that give us a thumbs up. Please share this podcast. Let it reach as many people as possible. It's really important the work we're doing here. We're exposing things that is having real serious ramifications to who we are as a person. And it's time we really understand what has been done. But for now, I thank you all. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak to the power. Signing off. I'll be back real soon. Take care and bye. Good night. Bye for now. Please share